School Freeware's Visual Basic Express 2010 Tutorials. Tutorial 7. Playing Movies with Windows Media Player. On the desktop there are 3 videos that we'll use within the tutorial. Basically each video is about 4 seconds long. Just something to play around with. So go ahead and work with setting them up within the Visual Basic application. So I have a new Visual Basic application already created, and if you scroll down to Components and don't see the Windows Media Player, right mouse click on the name Components and select Choose Items. Go to the COM components, and inside are all the COM components you can add to Visual Basic. Scroll down till you find Windows Media Player, click on the box so there's a check mark, and click OK. Now we can go ahead and add the Windows Media Player to the form. I'll go ahead and resize a bit. And within the properties of the Windows Media Player, you should find URL, and this is where you place the location of the movie you wish to play. So I'll go back to the desktop, and I'll right mouse click on Video 1, and I'll go to Properties and select the location. I'll right mouse click and copy, and I'll go back to Visual Basic and place it within the URL, and also make the modification to add the name of the movie. So it's video1.avi. Go ahead and run. And there we have the movie playing. I'll close this down. And if I want to make some modifications, say for example, I can right mouse click and go to Properties. And inside you find all these properties for the Windows Media Player. You also find more properties, of course, under the properties within Visual Basic. But here, if I wish to change the mode, I can go ahead and do that. And I'll uncheck Auto Start. Click OK, run, and you find that nothing really happens. I could always right mouse click and click on play, and the video will play. But I'll close this down and make a few buttons to control the Windows Media Player within Visual Basic. So I'll just add a couple of buttons. Name this one for play, so this one will become button 1 play. And I'll copy and paste another button which will be stop. Okay, I'll double click on play, and I'll put in the name of the Windows Media Player, which happens to be the default AX Windows Media Player 1. Dot, and then CTL controls dot play. Double click on stop and basically do the same thing for stop. AX window Media Player 1, or whatever you happen to have it named. CTL controls dot stop. And there are more controls within CTL controls, and you can go ahead and take a look at that on your own. We'll go ahead and run, and here we have play and stop. I'll close this down. Now one problem that we're going to have with putting the location as we have within the program, so if video 1 was moved off of the desktop, the application would not be able to find the video. So what you can do, I'll just bring this down, and I'll go to the Solution Explorer, and inside here's the Windows application, and I'll just drag video 1 into the Windows application. So now video 1 is part of the solution. So now I'll go back to the properties of the Windows Media Player, and I will change the location, the URL, to this date video1.avi because it'll be able to find it within the Windows application there. So go ahead, run, and we should play. And we should play. And it doesn't look like it's playing. Okay, we need to go ahead and set the permissions to allow the computer to copy video 1. So I'll go back to Solution Explorer and I'll click on video 1 and I can go back to Properties, or you could always right mouse click on the video and go to Properties. And in here we have Copy to Output Directory, and we'll change that in this case to Always Copy. So now when I go back and run and play, the video now runs. I'll stop this. I have another application that I like to show off as an example, and basically this application allows the user to select the 3 movies through radio buttons. Just double click on Submit, and here, depending on which radio button is checked, we have the URL being changed to that movie location. So here we have a folder called Movies within our URL, and that is because underneath the Solution Explorer, I'll just tack this up, I have created a folder for movies, and I placed each video within that movies folder. To create a folder, just simply right mouse click on the name and go to Add New Folder, and then you can go ahead and place the videos or whatever else you happen to be using within that particular folder, which makes it nice and convenient to work with. But let's go ahead and build this particular application, and I'll go to the location where it's built, and you find that within the release you have the application, but also you have the DILs for the Windows Media Player and the subfolder that was created for movies. So there's the 3 movies, and when working with the application, if I were to take this and move it to a location outside and try to run, nothing would happen because it's missing the DILs and the movie. So all of the DILs and the movie folder have to be with the application. So if I go ahead and run, now I can go ahead and select different movies and go ahead and play them.